You've been lied to about love. Everything you think you know about relationships, why they start, why they fail, why they drive you insane, it's all wrong. Because there's one hidden truth that changes everything. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Think about it. You've probably asked yourself, why do people stay in toxic relationships? Why do they cheat on partners they say they love? Why do we chase people who clearly don't want us? It doesn't make sense. We tell ourselves it's about love, or attraction, or destiny. But the truth has nothing to do with love. Here's the twist. It has everything to do with power. Relationships are not built on love. They're built on power dynamics. And if you don't see it, you're the one being controlled. Imagine two people in love. At first, it feels perfect. They laugh. They connect. They can't get enough of each other. But slowly, one person starts to care just a little more. One sends longer texts. One waits for replies. One makes more sacrifices. And suddenly, balance is gone. Now the one who cares less has the power. This is the truth almost nobody wants to admit. The person who can walk away controls the relationship. Sounds cold? Sounds unfair? Maybe. But look back at every failed relationship in your life. Tell me it isn't true. Humans crave connection, but we crave control even more. That's why people play games. That's why people test their partners. That's why people say, I don't want to seem too needy. Because deep down, everyone knows neediness loses power, and losing power means losing respect. Quick question. Do you think you've ever had the power in your past relationships, or were you the one being controlled? Drop a comment. I'm curious. But here's the part nobody talks about. This power struggle is not always evil. It's not always manipulation. Sometimes it's survival. Your brain is wired to seek safety. If your partner feels distant, your brain panics. You chase harder. You give more. You surrender your power. And without realizing it, you create the very imbalance you're afraid of. But here's the paradox. The strongest relationships are the ones where nobody is trying to hold the power. Respect balances the scale. Boundaries protect both sides. Love grows only when neither person is terrified of losing, but most people never get here. Why? Because fear runs the show. Picture this. A man texts his girlfriend. She doesn't reply for hours. He spirals. He rereads old conversations. He imagines the worst. When she finally replies, he feels relieved. But notice what happened. She just gained power. Not because she's manipulative, but because his emotions were completely tied to her actions. Here's the bigger picture. Every relationship you'll ever have, romantic, friendship, even family, is shaped by this invisible tug of war. Who needs who more? Who is willing to walk away? Who sets the terms of respect? It's not romantic, it's not poetic, but it's the truth. And once you see it, you'll start noticing the signs everywhere, in your own life, in your friends' lives, even in movies and history. But here's the craziest part. The one who always has power is often the one who cares less. And that's the tragedy. Because the person who loves harder risks losing everything. Yet, it doesn't have to end that way. Here's how you change the game. 1. Stop chasing. Respect yourself enough to step back. 2. Set boundaries. Without them, you'll always lose balance. 3. Remember this rule. Love grows in freedom, not control. When both partners protect their own self-respect, power fades. And real love has space to exist. So the one truth that will change how you see everything is this. Relationships are never about love alone. They are about power. And until you master the balance of respect and boundaries, you'll always be someone else's pawn. But once you see it, you hold the key. So let me ask you, in your relationships, were you the one holding power or the one surrendering it? Comment below. I want to know your answer, and if you want more eye-opening truths like this, subscribe now, because the next story is even crazier.